We actually go through Scripture verse by verse. And I used to think that was a gimmick answer because I grew up with that. I thought, well, like, what else happens in church? And I've come to realize now I've been dragged kicking and screaming toward the conclusion that that isn't what happens in most churches, even most evangelical churches. So it's actually a meaningful answer. And so I don't want to dismiss my own background. In some ways, I'm living off the capital of the original investment that was put in me by the pastors of the church that I went to and grew up in. But what often happens is you sort of get trained not to pay attention so much to the text as you are trained to think about the text through the filter that you sort of either are given or that you kind of pick up along the way. And that was me. I mean, I loved the Bible. I loved anything old and strange. I'm very open about being one-dimensional. I was a geek. I remember the day I was a senior. This will tell you how dumb I was. I remember the day, because I was close to graduation from high school and didn't know what to do. I remember the day that I discovered that people paid my pastor. Like, he got paid to teach the Bible. Like, I didn't know that. I mean, you asked, well, how do you think he bought groceries? I never thought about it. You know, it's like, wow, you mean people actually pay. Well, not very much. But it's like, you got to be kidding. Like, I could actually do this and get paid for it. So, I figured this is what I want to do. I want to be a professor or something like, again, I was the geek. I figured I'm going to have to go get a PhD and all this kind of stuff. So I knew that. But, you go through the training that I had gone through, and there I am as a doctoral student at Wisconsin. And again, if you've read Unseen Realm or Supernatural, you know what's coming. And someone just sort of yanks your chain and says, you need to look at the text over here. And you do. And it's like, how in the world did I not see that before? So I've had my theology messed with quite a bit. And providentially, it wasn't, I always had the sense that you're going to run into people who hate Scripture. Even if they don't hate Scripture, they don't like what you do with Scripture. They don't like the fact that you actually believe it. And so they're going to try to undermine your faith. In my own decision-making going through graduate school, I intentionally wanted each place I went to be harder academically and more antagonistic. Because my attitude was, give me your best shot. And I just felt like when the dust settles, the Bible's still going to be here, because it's like people have been shooting at this thing for a long time. So it's like, okay, it's still here. So give me your best shot, and we'll see how that works out. And again, fortunately, providentially, I sort of had that, I don't know how, kind of either hardwired into me or built into me.